Courage is Calling. Fortune Favors the Brave by Ryan Holiday. The Four Virtues. It was long ago now that Hercules came to the crossroads. At a quiet intersection in the hills of Greece, in the shade of knobby pine trees, the great hero of Greek myth first met his destiny. Where exactly it was or when, no one knows. We hear of this moment in the stories of Socrates. We can see it captured in the most beautiful art of the Renaissance. We can feel his budding energy, his strapping muscles, and his anguish in the classic Bach cantata. If John Adams had had his way in 1776, Hercules at the crossroads would have been immortalized on the official seal of the newly founded United States. Because there, before the man's undying fame, before the 12 labors, before he changed the world, Hercules faced a crisis, one as life-changing and real as any one of us has ever faced. Where was he headed? Where was he trying to go? That's the point of the story. Alone, unknown, and unsure, Hercules, like so many, did not know. Where the road diverged lay a beautiful goddess who offered him every temptation he could imagine. Adorned in finery, she promised him a life of ease. She swore he'd never taste want or unhappiness or fear or pain. Follow her, she said, and his every desire would be fulfilled. On the other path stood a sterner goddess in a pure white robe. She made a quieter claim. She promised no rewards except those that came as a result of hard work. It would be a long journey, she said. There would be sacrifice. There would be scary moments, but it was a journey fit for a god. It would make him the person his ancestors meant him to be. Was this real? Did it really happen? If it's only a legend, does it matter? Yes, because this is a story about us, about our dilemma, about our crossroads. For Hercules, the choice was between vice and virtue, the easy way and the hard way, the well-trod path and the road less traveled. We all face this choice. Hesitating only for a second, Hercules chose the one that made all the difference. He chose virtue. Virtue can seem old-fashioned, yet virtue or irate translates to something very special and very timeless. Excellence, moral, physical, mental. In the ancient world, virtue was comprised of 4 key components: courage, temperance, justice, wisdom. The touchstones of goodness, the philosopher king Marcus Aurelius called them. To millions, they're known as the cardinal virtues, 4 near universal ideals adopted by Christianity and most of Western philosophy, but equally valued in Buddhism, Hinduism, and just about every other philosophy you can imagine. They're called cardinal. C.S. Lewis pointed out, not because they come down from church authorities, but because they originate from the Latin cardo, or hinge. It's pivotal stuff. It's the stuff that the door to the good life hangs on. They are also our topic for this book and for this series. 4 books, 4 virtues, 1 aim to keep you choose. These are the key to a life of honor, of glory, of excellence in every sense. Character traits that John Steinbeck perfectly described as pleasant and desirable to the owner and makes him perform acts of which he can be proud and with which he can be pleased. But the he must be taken to mean all of humankind. There was no feminine version of the word virtuous in Rome. Virtue wasn't male or female. It just was. It still is. It does not matter if you're a man or a woman, It does not matter if you're physically strong or painfully shy, a genius or of average intelligence. Virtue is a universal imperative. The virtues are interrelated and inseparable, yet each is distinct from the others. Doing the right thing almost always takes courage, just as discipline is impossible without the wisdom to know what is worth choosing. What good is courage if not applied to justice? What good is wisdom if it does not make us more modest? North, south, east, west, the four virtues are a kind of compass. There's a reason that the 4 points on a compass are called the cardinal directions. They guide us. They show us where we are and what is true. Aristotle described virtue as a kind of craft, something to pursue just as one pursues the mastery of any profession or skill. We become builders by building, and we become harpists by playing the harp, he writes. Similarly, then, we become just by doing just actions, temperate by doing temperate actions, brave by doing brave actions. Virtue is something we do, it's something we choose.